April 2nd. As I'm making this video, we have 6 days, 13 hours solar eclipse. I was checking this video that I posted 5 days ago, 29 likes. Number 46. The one I'm doing today is number 49. But this video is a spiritual journey. I got some questions on Twitter X for assistance, and I'm going to do the best I can to provide that answer to the questions. Once in a while, I check to see my channel analytics here. 7,000. I like the number 7.7 thousand views in the last 28 days. And I said, wow, 490 views. Even though I'm being set, in shadow B, still I'm reaching out. The lighthouse is shining. And I noticed today, this was the most viewed video. The most viewed video was Charles Stanley on April 19th, the day he died. Or was it the 18th? Apparently, that's the most viewed video in my library. I just thought I'd point that out. In this video here, I consider it very special. This one here, you're going to have to use your spiritual door. You're going to have to open the spiritual door. Now, there's a video 16 years ago posted by the Hopi Nation, giving us clues, coded clues. And I watched this video because I could relate to it and I could read it between the codes. Only 1% will understand where I'm coming from. This is spiritual. I've been following comets now for over 30 years and following this cube. I've been on the quest looking at comets and following them for a long time. What is this cube? Mentioned in the Bible. It's mentioned all over the place. Hopi Nation is on it. The magic of water, I talk about that. The spiritual art returns. It's so much in this video. The white buffalo. Although I have stories on the white buffalo. I was in Wisconsin when the white buffalo. I was nearby when the white buffalo was born. The first one, Janesville. I was only, less than 10 minutes away from that location. But for a long time, I've been looking, the cube. Comet. I'm like that little light that's flying around, and I visualize myself. This is spiritual now, heavy duty, not meant for a lot of people. In this vision, I follow it. The cube, the comets. That to me it reminds me of a couple comets in the past, 2007, when this video basically came out, of Comet Luden, because it had the similar electrical effect. So I follow it. I study it. Not only this one, many others. Now, what we have here, to ancient, basically gives ancient stories. And I'll put a link below. And those spiritually want to look at it. Now, this video is very difficult, but I have the spirit speaking through me. I follow this comet. Why would they put it as a cube? And why is there a lot of stories, not a lot of stories, written prophecies, messages about the cube shape in the Bible and other books? Well, my journey seems like it's coming, and I think I finally solved a mystery, a revelation, insight into this prophecy of the blue star, Kachina. Now, what I'm going to try to explain I'm going to put this link also.
If you look at the wake behind a duck, or a kayak, or a ship, you might notice two unusual things. First, the wake isn't simple like the perfectly straight shock wake of a supersonic projectile.
There's a lot of physics here about waves, patterns. It's going to tie in with the physics, the science, and what I'm going to show you what I see with Comet 12P, the ancient one, the messenger, the harbinger, and perhaps doom, perhaps an omen. I see it. Key here, water. Visualize water. Now, my Twitter X account, I got this here. But Father helped me figure this out. When hovering over some of their pics with mouse, some pics say there are only fragments of 12P with the letters attached to each fragment. So I click on that. Now I have to go to the site from Russia. So let's go to the site from Russia and see if I could have any success in seeing what they're seeing. Okay, I'm on the site. Let's see if we can find it, what she's referring to. There's so much here. Okay, here. I think this is the one. And I'm going to respond April 1st. Let's click on that and see if we can see the letters. Okay, I got the mouse right here moving. And I'm not getting no letters. I don't know how they did it. Let's go back. So I'm not having no success in finding the letters. If it pinpointed, help the old man out. But I am seeing a lot of features here. Remember the wave pattern, the physics. There's so much here on a spiritual level. I could see it clear as day. I'm going to keep trying to see if I could find letters she was referring to. Okay, Victory, this is the one I'm looking at, April 1st. Is this the one you're referring to? If so, where's I already linked on these two sites. Let's see, let's look for more. Okay, I did the best I can. I'm already in page 5, back in March 24th. Let's go back to the beginning, page 1. Okay, so this is the one that you have to be referring to. This one right here. Okay, I'm looking, but there are features here. Okay, about the letters, and I'm gonna point out things right off the bat. Okay, let me use these pointers here. Right, let's make it bigger. Okay, let's examine this because now it's showtime. Okay, this one here. Okay, this is raw, guys. Remember what I said about raw? I just put it out right here. Look at, see if I can make this into a line. I'm gonna use the pointer as a line. Okay, right here. Right there, right there, and let me just move it right there. Okay, I can't do a circle. In that vicinity right there. Sorry guys, I mean I don't have the software and the techniques to like the others. So this is the old man now. He's as simple as you can get. But you can see chunks right here. Remember the wave distortion, the physics. And now that finally our space agency is saying water formation, water everywhere, water, heavy water, light water, virgin water, this water, formation of the planets was water everywhere. Okay, so they're finally revealing that secret. Really not, for me it was never a secret. You could see clearly distortions like cube. I think my second video was when I said Comet is not alone, like a tag along, like I've done with Comet Ison. You know what? This is going to require more intense, and I'm going to do a little quick edit and throw this video out, and I'm going to come back and get more information. Who posted this? When posted it? Because it doesn't give the name. See, I put it in English. Why is it? I mean, I can't speak Russian, so I'm going to have to come back on this and do some more research. But since we're here, let's take some look here. Wow, look at this. Now, that's the star in the Aries constellation, the Alpha star, Al-Aman. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. And looking at there, see right there. It's right here in this area, you can see distortion. Look at the wave patterns right here. I mean, this is not a normal looking comet. And talking with somebody who's been watching comets for 3 decades, so you're not talking to a kindergartner, and you can see stuff clearly. What a beautiful star that is, huh? Look like a cross. Got my attention. The beauty of it. This is Easter Sunday, by the way. And also, too, beware, already the propaganda machines out there, and they remember the algorithm, remember since I'm already locked up. In other words, you got other people coming out, with the fancy graphic production, thumbnails, Hollywood type production type videos, saying it's a green comet, it's a dirty snowball, and here's what the Washington Post and the New York Times said, reading the script. And they get pushed out there, and they get a lot of views, and a lot of people are gullible and they buy it. If you really behind the veil, the curtain, you really want to know on a spiritual level, because these are spiritual messengers and they have a message. I sometimes connected communicating with them. There was a movie like, I think it was Star Trek Voyager, or what was it, Star Trek Enterprise, or The Next Generation. Something like that, where they had a show episode about a comet and this object following behind the comet. Because in the comet, it was basically getting plasma energy, feeding the way it had energy. This is Star Trek, by the way. And I can't remember the episode. Anybody knows, please put it down so I could look it up. So this object was following the comet, basically getting plasma energy, since plasma is 99%, blah, blah, in space and water. Now that we know water elements. So this spacecraft was feeding on the comet, like endless supply, but it was cloaked. They didn't see it until they went into the tail of the comet. Damn, I wish I could remember which one it was. I think it's Voyager. So they went into the comet tail and they found the spacecraft inside, or entity inside the comet. And I'm barely remembering it now for some reason. Trying to find the words to connect all this to. And I said it from the beginning. When I get these insights, this thing is not alone. Same thing with Comet Ice. Same thing with Hellbop. Remember the V formation in Phoenix, Arizona, when it showed up, the portal. Every time there's a major comet, you get all these major sightings. Covered this, I've said this decades ago. Thing is, I don't have a website to back it up. So just gonna have to trust me on this. I'm telling the truth, reason to lie. I mean, the old timers that been around, that knows me, that follow me, that we participated, know what I'm talking about. But let me throw this video out. Consider this a part 1. I'll be back with part 2, the cube revealing itself. And a lot of you that do prophecies, the cube, the return of the spiritual ark, the return of the New Jerusalem, the return. And by the way, this is not a dirty snowball. Don't believe it. And also, too, you got Christian sites poo-pooing the... I noticed this, too, also. They're coming out of the woodworks now. Just because they say they're Christians don't mean nothing. Look at all the false prophets out there flying in private jets, mansion, and looking, with the snake tongue. And look at all them begging for money when they're already millionaires, taking people for advantage. We know who they are. So beware. They're going to be out there. They're already out there. We're gonna dive in on a spiritual. You gotta look at this from a spiritual. Forget about the physical. Those that don't understand this, that's okay. I mean, I put these videos out for educational purposes, and I do it because this is part of the mission. This is my mission. That's why I was brought back. I know it 100%. This is the mission, and the evil ones are gonna try to do everything they can to stop me, but they're not going to succeed. When you got the Almighty on your side and you're doing what you got to do, you're going to get protection. Let me come back. This raw video, this is 6 days left for the eclipse, and I got a story about what I found in the backyard. It's a rock, and look what it says. I live right next to a jungle swamp in Florida, and to find that, there's a story to that. I'll come back. So I'm gonna throw videos out. I'll edit them later. If you made it this far, that means you're chosen ones. You know what I'm talking about. You know where I'm coming from. You know where the message, you know it. You know what's happening here. You're not blinded. Until next time, I'll see you later.